Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about Bethesda's E3 press conference. Now, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I always try and be honest with my videos, but I did not watch Bethesda's conference live. I haven't watched the entire conference. I believe it was like 3.5 hours long. I didn't watch the full conference. However, I have every single game announcement and I've watched every single trailer for every single game. Now, I usually try and watch every conference, but bear in mind, the conference started at about, I think, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Add in 3.5 hours. Yeah, it would have been pretty difficult for me, guys. I'm not going to lie. So, I didn't watch that. I do apologize. But yeah, let's just get into it. Give you my thoughts on the games. Am I excited? For what games I'm excited for, and all that good stuff. If you're interested, before we get into the video, my Microsoft and also EA conferences are also on the channel. So if you want to check them out, make sure you do. But without further ado, let's just get into this Bethesda recap and opinions and thoughts or whatever. So this is no particular order, but let's just get into it. Quake Champions. Now, I haven't really, been that interested in it. I don't have a PC, so for me, I can't play this. I understand why it's PC only. I think it needs like insane amount of frame rate. It's like 120 or something. I'm not too sure, but you need like a insane amount like frame rate and power. So I understand why that can't be done on consoles, but. It looked pretty good. I'm not a huge online gamer like that. I'll play them, but I can never really get invested in it. I'm more of a single player guy. But it did look good, and they showed off a new character from Wolfenstein. So you'll be able to play as the main character from Wolfenstein, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Quake Champions didn't show too much. I was surprised there was no like release date. I know there's an open beta and stuff like that, but yeah, no official release date yet. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but awesome to see it there. Next up, as we were talking about, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Now this looked really good. This is fantastic. This is one of my games of the show. Now I played Wolfenstein. I beat the first one on the PS4. And that game took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie. I thought, do you know what? I'm not a huge Bethesda fan. I like their games, but I'm not a huge fan of them. And when I got it on sale, and I didn't really expect too much from it, but it really did blow me away. It was a fantastic single player experience. Not only was the gameplay fantastic, but I think it had an absolutely fantastic, dark, gritty story. So if you haven't played Wolfenstein, I'd recommend you get it. It's a fantastic game. Yeah, and I absolutely loved it. Still yet to get the platinum. My save messed up, so I had to delete the game. I'll try and do it before the game comes out. But I was really surprised to see an October 27th, 2017 release date for this game. Now, on the plus side, it's coming out this year, which, is really good because a lot of games, they show the game and they'll show a little bit of trailer or whatever, but it's a year or two or even more out, particularly with Square Enix. So yeah, it's nice to see that they're actually showing a game and then releasing it the same year, sort of how they did with Fallout. My only thought with this is October 27th, it's kind of in the midst of all the big AAA games. I love Wolfenstein, but is it as big as Star Wars Battlefront? Is it as big as Assassin's Creed? Is it as big as, those sort of games? I'm not too sure, but let's hope it sells well. I'll be getting it, hopefully. And yeah, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, looked really good. And I have to say, if you haven't watched the trailer, I'd recommend doing so, because I actually really like the way they set it up. I thought it was really clever, in my opinion. But let's get on to the next game, The Evil Within 2. Now, I thought it was genius when they chose to release this game, or the scheduled release, and that is Friday the 13th, 2017, October. what an intelligent way to, sell a horror game. I see a lot of these horror games just release in the summertime and stuff like that. Particularly Until Dawn, I remember that releasing like in the summertime, and yeah, it's like Friday the 13th is the perfect release date for those sort of games because, obviously, one, it's Halloween or whatever, it's the holiday time, and two, it just makes sense to release it around then. So I thought that was really cool. Gotta be honest though, I'm not a huge The Evil Within guy. I played the first one a little bit and never beat it. I didn't find it that interesting, to be honest, what I watched. On top of that, I did watch the full game on YouTube just because, yeah, I don't know why. And I just didn't find it that interesting, to be honest. It was very weird. And there's a lot of good weird games, but it wasn't for me. However, if they can sell me on the second one, I have no problem getting it. But as it stands, I'm not that interested. Particularly, again, although I think it's genius when they chose to market this game Friday the 13th. It is in October, and there's an absolute ton of games coming out this holiday. So I don't know if this will sell very well. I don't know if Bethesda really care because they've got other huge money makers. But yeah, I don't think it will sell that well. But hopefully it does. I never want a game to fail. So let's hope it does sell really well. Next up, Dishonored 2 DLC. That will be coming out the 15th of September. So not that long away. To me, again, this was another game where Bethesda were obsessed with putting it out during the holiday, and it didn't really sell very well, even though from all, that I've heard, I haven't played it myself, but from what I've heard, it's a very solid game. So, yeah, a little bit surprised, to see that it didn't sell very well, but the DLC's coming. It looks pretty interesting. The only problem I had with it, from the trailer I watched, there was no gameplay. But I guess it will just play like Dishonored 2, but with DLC. But yeah, pretty decent. Not a huge announcement, but pretty decent at that for anyone who plays Dishonored. Next up, now I thought this was really cool. Now I do have a problem with the reveal as well, but Skyrim for the Switch. Now, if you didn't know, I have a Nintendo Switch. I love it. If you've heard me, I'm not a huge Nintendo guy like that, but I absolutely love the Switch. I think it's a fantastic console, and I was kind of down on the Switch before I bought it and actually tried it, so I must say that. But Skyrim is coming to the Switch now. Basically, it just looks like Skyrim. It isn't like a special edition or anything like that. But there was two cool little features that I saw within the game. First off, you can play as Link. So that automatically is pretty damn cool. You can put an amiibo on your Switch and it sends, a little box into the game, and then you can dress up like Link. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty funny when I saw it. I'm not going to lie. I did laugh a little bit. On top of that, you can also use the Joy-Cons almost like, I don't know, like a nunchuck or whatever, and you can actually control the character's movement, move the bow, use the sword, swing the sword. Now, some people, yeah, it's kind of a gimmick or whatever, but I like the fact that it's an option. Yeah, I'll probably never use it, but it's nice that it's in there. I'd rather it be in there than not be in there, even though I'll probably never use it. So I thought that was pretty cool. The only problem I had with this Skyrim Switch reveal is the simple fact there was no release date. Now, for me, I don't know really how long it takes to port to the Switch. From what I've heard, rumours, bear in mind I'm not like an insider, but from rumours, they said it's really easy to port to the Switch. So I can't understand why we still haven't got a 2017 release date, and if this game does come out in 2018, I have to question, why is that? Is it a Bethesda problem? Do Bethesda games struggle to work on the Switch? Is it a Nintendo problem? Are they not helping Bethesda out? I don't know what it is, but considering the game doesn't look it actually, I haven't played the deluxe remastered version for myself, but it does look like that. It looks graphically improved over the 360 and PS3 versions. So yeah, all that being said, I hope that it comes out this year. I doubt it will, but yeah, it's a few nice little treats in there for Nintendo fans, and they could have not put it in, and you can now play it. So that's pretty good. Next up, The Elder Scrolls Legends Heroes of Skyrim, 29th of June, so really not that long, a day before Crash Bandicoot, so I know what I'll be playing, but I've never played this game. I honestly don't know what it is. I think it's a card game, but I honestly couldn't tell you what the hell it is. From the trailer, it didn't show much, but they did kind of show a card, I think. I don't know. The fact that it's on the Google Play Store and also the iTunes Store, as well as the comments I tried to read, it sounds like it's a card game. It's a free-to-play card game. Now, that's not a bad thing. I know Hearthstones, I think it's called, that sells incredibly well. It, like, makes a ton of money. So I hope they make some money from that. But I don't really care. You know, it's not a thing. It's not an announcement for me personally. But if it's for you, let me know down below. Second to last thing, now this is kind of a negative thing. This got like an incredible amount of dislikes. I was really surprised because I know a lot of people are huge fans of Bethesda. And to see so many dislikes, it was like 1,000 likes, 13,000 dislikes for the Creation Club. Now, this is basically paid mods. Now, I'm not a PC gamer. I can't pretend to know everything in and out about mods, but as far as I'm aware, they're all free. At least on PC, they're all free. So it's kind of strange to see them paid for. Now, are they a little bit better quality? I know Sony was really reluctant to have mods on consoles due to, you know, crashing, and I remember there was mods on the PS3 and that just messed up your PS3. So is it for the consoles, or is it just to try and, you know, get as much money out as us as humanly possible? I'm not too sure. I'm not a huge like into mods or anything, but they're coming to Fallout and they're coming to Skyrim as well. Again, for me, I ain't really that interested in mods. They came to Fallout and they came to Skyrim. I haven't really used them on PS4 since they've come. I'd rather them be there than not, but yeah, I ain't really that bothered. But let me know, guys. Are you like really into mods? Do you think it's a cool thing that they're coming? Do you hate the fact that they're now paid for with Bethesda's Creation Club? Let me know down below. But finally, we're going to talk about two games and two awesome games for VR, and that is Fallout 4 VR and Doom VFR. Now, I don't know what the F stands for. I don't know why they put an F in there, but basically VR for Doom and Fallout 4. Now, for me, they're not coming to PlayStation VR, which kind of sucks. However, these two games just show you that AAA games can live in the virtual reality world. They look so good, particularly Fallout. Like, just imagine you are in Fallout, you are the character in that game, going through that world. I just thought it looked really cool. In my humble opinion, I thought that was a standout thing from this conference. I really like VR. I think it's unique. I think it has a lot of potential that maybe hasn't been fulfilled yet, to be completely honest with you guys. However, this is a step in the right direction. So big shout out. If you're a VR fan, big shout out to Bethesda. Hopefully one day they can bring it to PlayStation VR, if it's even possible. But these look great. But anyway, guys, my thoughts on the Bethesda conference. Overall, I'd probably give it a 7.5, 8 out of 10. I think it's the best conference so far, at least from releases. You know, I thought EA's was solid, you know, when you consider Anthem, Star Wars Battlefront 2, all that sort of stuff. Xbox's was, in my opinion, really poor. I think that's by far the worst so far in my humble opinion. And then this has got to be the best. But there hasn't really been so far like a really good conference. I haven't seen it from any of the game devs so far. I haven't really been blown away by any announcements so far, apart from Anthem. You know, Wolfenstein 2's cool, but it's not huge. You know, Star Wars Battlefront 2 looks amazing, but we already knew about this. I haven't been blown away yet at this conference by anything but Anthem. So, yeah, I'm kind of a little bit 50-50 on this conference. I think if Sony doesn't have a great conference, which I think they will, you know, maybe PlayStation fanboy or whatever, but no, they generally tend to have a really good conference. Ubisoft, we know they're going to be rambling on for half an hour, you know, about nonsense, but they have got some decent IPs. If them two don't come with some good games, I don't know, this might be the worst E3 for quite some time. So let's hope Ubisoft pulls it back, you know, a big new announcement, maybe a Splinter Cell, maybe, I don't know, they've got a lot of games, maybe a new IP, that would be brilliant. And let's hope Sony brings Spider-Man with a release date, brings God of War with a release date, brings The Last of Us Part 2, and brings Sucker Punch and From Software. I think if that did happen, I don't know if it's as good as last year as the total conferences go, but I think that's one of the better Sony conferences and a decent Ubisoft conference, and it definitely wouldn't feel as, you know, disappointing as an E3 to me personally. But again, that's just my opinion. Are you enjoying E3? Are you not? Let me know down below. But as always, guys, this has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already, because I will be going over every conference, even the not very good ones. So it'd be nice to have some support. So hopefully you enjoy it, guys. And yeah, I'll see you in a new video very soon.